and next year I'll be going to events where one charity that helped me so much was Mission Motorsport, and they've got a great way of working. Basically they want to use motorsport as a form of therapy and healing. Pretty much what I do with Hulk. I call Hulk my therapy bike, you know, because that's pretty much what he is to me. He's my therapy bike. So they use motorsport, and they have some fantastic resources and fantastic connections. Like, I mean, I went in a Ferrari F12 TDF, right, that belonged to the one and only Nick Mason from Pink Floyd, right? And not only did I get to sit in it and look around it and stuff, I was driven round the track by Marino Franchitti, race driver, and that like, that's a once in a lifetime experience. Like, I'm never going to be able to afford one, a TDF, let alone a fucking Ferrari, and the TDF is my dream car. And when the guys at Mission Motorsport found that out, they was like, ah, Marino's here, and he's sprung a TDF with him, so let's hook up Lord and, you know, make it happen for him. And I was blown away. I was crying. I was just so happy. And this was at Goodwood, by the way, and it's a closed event, so, you know, it's invite only, and the organisers only pick drivers that are capable and that aren't going to injure the veterans or, you know, anything like that, or not listen to them, because some veterans, they have a whole range of injuries, okay? So some have brain injuries and they might not be able to handle G-force like someone with a non-brain injury can, you know. So yeah, they need to trust that the drivers that they're inviting, if they get told to slow down, they're going to slow down and respect, you know, the veteran and what he's dealing with. Anyway, so yeah, I got chauffeured over. Well, I got walked over to the F12, and I was, oh my god, like, this is amazing. Like, wow, look at this, look at this, look at this. And then Jim, who I love the fuck out of, like, he's just such an awesome, friendly, nice, he's the most kind-hearted person ever, and Adam as well. They're both high up in the charity, and they are amazing people. And like, Jim introduced me and he said, yeah, so this is Marino, he's going to be taking you out round Goodwood for a few laps, is that alright? I was like, in what? And he goes, this. I was like, no way. He was like, yes way. He was like, you're going out for a couple of laps, like, prepare yourself. And I was like on the verge of tears at this point, because I was like, oh my god, like, this is my dream car. And, you know, Marino is a very capable racing car driver. And I was just like, I was in shock, really. I didn't know if I was dreaming, if this was real, whatever. But anyway, I met Marino, we had some pictures taken, professional ones by the Goodwood circuit people, and some of my own, and some of my friends in the charity with their phones. And so I was walking around the car and I was talking to Marino about it, and he loved my passion. you know, he said, like, wow, you know, you really do love this car, don't you? I was like, yes. And so that was cool. And because he saw how much passion I had for the car, and like what I was pointing out and the language I was using, like how my vernacular and, you know, expressing myself properly, well, not properly, but, you know, I was expressing myself in a way to show that I adored the car and the design and, you know, everything, right? And he opened up the driver's door and he said, oh, you know, climb in. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah, of course, like, get in. I was like, you sure? And he was like, yes, come on, get in. And he wasn't impatient with me. I'm just, you know, that's just how it sounds, you know. But so I sat in it and I was just like, wow. Like, I dreamt of this moment, like, for years, just sitting in an F12 TDF. Like, yeah, absolutely incredible experience. And then he said, oh, the key's in the center, so if you put your foot on the brake and press that button, you're gonna start the car. He said, go ahead and start it. I was like, what? So I done what he told me to. I started the car, and, you know, the V12 just roared into life, and I was like, oh my god. And then he said, the car's cold. He was like, so don't rev it past 6,000 revs. I was like, you're joking. He goes, no, rev it. He said, come on, you know, it's what it's made for. He goes, just honestly, just not past 6,000, please. It's not my car. I said, oh, of course. So I sat there revving a fucking F12 TDF. Like, wow. And when I revved it up to 6,000, the car was shaking. Like, and the best way I can describe it, it was just like thunder erupting. Like, yeah, it was just absolutely incredible, really was. And yeah, and we went out and we got stuck in the pit lane for about 15 minutes. There wasn't a crash, but I think there was some debris out on the track and it needed cleaning up. So I'm sat in the passenger seat of an F12 TDF, and I'm sat next to Marino Franchitti, and he's asking me questions about, you know, my time in the army and stuff, and we spoke on that. And he was like, oh, have you got any questions for me? Like, you know, what do you want to know? Like, I can tell you. And I was like, what are you working on at the minute? And he was like, oh, you know, I'm working with Singer on the engine. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, I love Singer. Like, that's fucking amazing. Like, what engine is it? How is it? How does it handle? You know, what is it like to drive? And all these, and he was blown away by like my enthusiasm. Like, he was like, because afterwards I found out from Jim that I made him cry, not because, you know, I'd done anything wrong, but he just said that my situation is just so sad at the time, and, you know, it really struck him, which is quite usual. That's quite usual, you know. Some stories are quite shocking, unfortunately. Anyway, he said, like, oh, I'm sorry, but, you know, I've got to go and pick my son up from school. And I was like, oh, no problem, my friend, no problem at all. And when we was going around the track, he said to me, like, sorry, I missed out a part of the story. After we left the pits, he like said to me like, right, we're going now. He was like, how fast are you okay with me going? And I did not grow up riding shotgun in Ferraris and Lamborghinis and stuff, but I'd been in some quite seriously quick cars in my time. And I said to Marino, I said, Marino, drive as fast as you possibly can. And he said, okay, no problem. And as we left the pits, he put the Malatino, he turned the Malatino switch, all driver aids off, right? And I was like, what the fuck? And mate, we were fucking on it all the way around the track. Like he was driving like it was like a championship race. It was absolutely incredible to experience with him. And we were going fucking sideways around corners. We was revving it right out in every gear. And Goodwood isn't a huge track, right? And down the back straight, I remember we were hitting like 170, 175. And I was just like, fuck man, I never want this to end. This is brilliant, like, you know, incredible. But, you know, this is what Mission Motorsport do. They make connections like these. And they made an absolute dream of mine come true. So, you know, it's amazing, it really is. And the people you meet there are just so genuine and down to earth and just really nice people. They are just really nice people. But I had to stop going to events because I didn't have any transport. I had to sell my car at one point, so I didn't have any transport, so I couldn't get to the events at the tracks and stuff. But now I've got my bike, next year I'm definitely gonna get involved and go back there and do some filming for sure. And also when I was I met Harry Metcalf, you know, the founder of Evo magazine. He's got a YouTube channel, Harry's Garage. Yeah, I met him, and he was in his Jaguar, the saloon one with the big spoiler on it, the purple one. I got a picture of him in front of that, so that was wicked. That was cool.